Belligerent. I'm sitting, I'm like, belligerent? I said belligerent. Who belligerent?
Yeah. I'm back up in that mall, 1500 for a show. They tried to play me like I'm dumb cause I ain't saw my fucking soul. I was starving up for weeks, then I tried to push a piece. Then I got up out the streets, I get Peter up on beats. Hopscotch, they be jumping from the bullets. I'm flying state to state cause they said a nigga couldn't. I ain't tryna walk up in your fucking club, you gotta book me. Put that pussy in my mouth, call that bitch vanilla pudding. Before 18, bitch, I been a man. I used to try to tell these niggas they ain't understand. I used to kick it with Charles Barkley from ESPN. But I'm still spinning all these black just like a ceiling fan. Market on my chest, Crystal snap the pics. And I be down up in Atlanta tryna sell a brick. They be talking about spinning, they ain't spinning shit. Cause they ain't do a fucking thing when niggas fuck they bitch. She dialed on my bitch, now she never complain. I fucked another rapper, bitch, I ain't gon' say no names. I cut my main homie off, now he won't be.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Gotti. I'm house hunting. I am house hunting in Atlanta. You could not have told me. Sorry, y'all, it's dark in here. Let me try to see if they got some light or something. You could have not told me that 2 months ago when I moved into that apartment that I would be rushing to move out now. So I guess they're selling this home as well. Sorry, y'all, I was reading. So yeah, you could have told me that I'd be looking for another house. This is don't know how we feel honestly about this one. It's a good price. It's just a little dated. Okay, master bedroom. Okay. Okay, y'all, we're at house 2. I'm not gonna say the house was bad, but it definitely need a lot of work. He was trying to sell it, so he said that if it's going to be rented out, that he would have to go in and paint it and replace carpet and do all of those things. So I couldn't even visually see myself there without those things being done. But we're at house number 2. I'm gonna go ahead and get inside. They got a Ring camera at the door, but I gotta go to the lockbox. So I'm gonna go ahead and go inside and yeah, let's go inside. Code is 4093. Oh, 4093. 4093. Oh, there's no keys in there. Unless someone's already in there visiting it. Let's call and see. They're not even open today. I can't wait to get my braids done. I need my braids. I can't get my braids back. They're not even open today, y'all. Yes, Toucan. Toucan. Tucson, yes. Toucan. Yep, that's why I said 2. All right, y'all, we back. Don't say nothing about my hair. I'm gonna get my braids done soon. 2670, so I gotta go down. So we back at the same little community that we were at the other day, but we were having some problems. This house right here, I still have not got in touch with the owners. It's no key in the box. A lot of these homes are set up where you can do self-tours, so you don't have to go out with a leasing agent anymore, which is, I guess, win-win. Because honestly and truly, I think people get it misconstrued that the leasing office is who approved the application. So I know a lot of people like to do the most when they go to the leasing office, but honestly and truly, that's not who got to approve your application. So by them doing this, they just alleviated it and stop wasting people's time too. So 2670, a couple houses to go. Like I told y'all, I would have never expected that I was going to be doing this 3 months after moving into an apartment, which was the worst decision I ever made. Not saying that there's anything wrong with apartments, but the particular place that I'm at, no man, it's not gonna work. So let me put in this code. Let's send the code. And we have access. Oh, this one's different. Oh, this is the back of the house. No, this is the front of the house. It's dark in here, y'all. Hold on, let me get some light. Because we gotta chit chat, we gotta talk. Gotta kind of fill y'all in on what's been going on, because there's just so much going on, man. It makes zero sense. Like, life be lifing, but as I told y'all, you gotta stay in tune with the videos, because I do a lot of content bashing. And with that being said, that's me pretty much recording a bunch of videos and they get uploaded, you know, at random dates or random times. Now, that's not saying that I won't give anything live, but if you're seeing this, I can go ahead and tell you that I'm in New York. But clearly from this video, I'm in Atlanta, but I'm telling you that I'm back in New York at this point. But back to the topic. This is house 3 of the house tour. I haven't even toured it yet because I want to talk to y'all so I can get this out, because it's just too much. I didn't expect that I would be moving 3 months into moving into an apartment. Worst decision I've ever made in my life. And reasons being is simply because everything that was broke in the apartment when I toured it, yes, I said broke, which is crazy because who moves into something where things are broke? I did. Because at the end of the day, I had to move out of the townhome. I'm back and forth within New York. So I have all of these things going on. So I'm the type of person, I'm in a rush. You know, the leasing agent told me that all these things would be fixed. I toured the apartment probably 4 days before signing the lease. And she told me that those things would be taken care of. Never got taken care of. 3 months later, it's time to pay the rent. And when it was time to pay the rent, there was a water bill attached to my rent. I have no problem paying my water bill, but give me that option. I shouldn't automatically have to pay a water bill when I have a leaky toilet that has an active puddle of water on the ground daily, y'all. So these things that I'm dealing with. Outside of that, the room that my content room, if y'all ever looked on YouTube, the lamp up top of my head is broken. It's missing a globe. You would think this is a place I've been living for years. The microwave was broken. When I opened it up, the door fell off. They just fixed that 2 weeks ago. So that was my text, I'm sorry. That was 2 weeks ago they did that. Now that the rent is due, there's still many problems, and I'm just fed up. And the fact that, I couldn't pay the rent without the water bill attached, I went to the office. In me going to the office, the property manager, I guess she's new. Well, it's not a guess. She's new, and I assume that she's been dealing with different things from different tenants, just because it's not just like this, things are going on in my unit. This is like community wide. They've been going through, if you live in an apartment complex, this happened to me about 3 years ago when I lived in one of my apartments in Midtown. Once an apartment company switch management companies, they kind of lose accreditation of who's here, who has this lease, who re-signed or anything like that. That's part of the reason why I moved from my original apartment, was because they got a new management company and tried to charge me $3,000 for rent when my lease was for $22,000. But because it was a new management company, so they only give you a washer. Okay, well, it comes with a washer. So they tried to charge me that because they didn't have any proof of my old lease that I re-signed with the old management company. It's okay. I moved to the townhouse. I love the townhouse. Things over there, it just, for the neighborhood and the price, paying $25.85 was getting old, with me spending most of my time in New York. Last year, hindsight, this year, it's like I'm spending more time in the A because, the acting thing. But I'm not complaining. So, that's what happened. And I'm just I tried to be patient. So yes, I've tried to be patient. I've tried to remain patient. I've tried to, let them work out the kinks with having new management, when I really shouldn't have to do that because I'm a new tenant. If you were able to move me in without the manager, you should be able to fix these problems without the manager. But me, I'm not that kind of person. I'm the type of person that I'm understanding. I know things happen, so I let time pass. Time passed. It's now month 3. You want the rent for the 3rd month? I still have these problems. Only thing you came and fixed that was broken out of the many things that I have was a microwave. You first walked into my apartment, giving me no contact, no email, no, hey, Mr. Crenshaw, we're going to be coming. Hey, Mr. Crenshaw, you can expect someone to come look at your microwave this day. Mr. Crenshaw, we may be at the apartment. I got no notification that anyone will be entering my apartment. No notification. I'm sitting home working. This is probably week 3 of me living in the apartment. Week 3 or 4. Somewhere around there. It was close to that. It was definitely after that one month mark. I'm sitting there working and I hear someone having a conversation very loud on the phone. So, my first thought is, get the gat, like, ask questions later. So I walk out of my office and I'm like, who the fuck? So I look at the dude like, what's up? Like, it's a YT man. So he looking at me like I don't even supposed to be there. What are you doing? Oh, I'm here troubleshooting your microwave. I called y'all the day I moved in, which was the 3rd of July, because they closed at 12. I got there around 11 to get the keys. They gave me the keys, didn't do a walkthrough with no type of leasing agent, no manager, no assistant manager, no maintenance man, no nothing, right? So when I go into the apartment, I seen all of the problems from when I toured it still present. No one had walked in since me and her walked out. So I immediately send an email. Like, all of these things are messed up in this apartment. I'm not even gonna go through the list, but I will tell you the ones that stands for grounds for me to move out. There's a leak coming from upstairs in the closet of my office. My office door the door to the closet in my office has separated because of the water coming from upstairs. The light fixture is about to cave in because there's an active leak from upstairs in the closet. That's something that someone tells you, you should immediately fix, right? Okay, and the alternate bathroom, there's an active leak. The toilet runs as if you just flushed it all day and night, and it has been doing that since I moved in. There's an active leak. The floor is wet every single day. There's an active leak. The microwave was broken upon moving in. Week 3 or week 4 is when he came into troubleshooting. He was having a conversation on the phone, and I had no idea that anybody was coming. I addressed these issues day 1 of moving. I went to the office day 2 of living there. You told me, oh, I will have someone out to your apartment. I forwarded all of your maintenance requests to the maintenance team. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. Walk out. Day 3, no one's there. I call, I speak to the other chick. Oh, I never talked to you. But I have somebody at your unit today. Click. No one shows up. Life happens. I'm out of town. I go here, I go there. I'm on set, I'm doing this. Okay? We're now into month 2, which was 3 weeks ago when he came in and replaced the microwave. He said, oh, I didn't know you had a maintenance request for a microwave. We just got a ton of microwaves in, and it could be that we already had an order for it, and I'm here to replace it. Mind you, I had just got back from the airport. I went to put the key in the door opened. I'm like, I know I didn't leave this door unlocked. So I'm already, now walking in, I'm on 10. The blood is boiling because I'm like, I already don't trust the area. I don't trust the neighbors. What's going on? So I walk in, there's this big red dolly with a huge box. My neighbor is standing by the stairs. I stay on the terrace level, so it's only me and the neighbor that's down there. On my side, shall I say, because I have the end unit. So I walk back outside, I look at him. This is another thing. Me and the neighbor, we never spoke. I walked down the stairs the first day with the leasing agent. They were sitting outside, smoking a green, and they looked very confused when me and the leasing agent walked up. I said, what's up? No one said nothing. Then day 1 I moved in, they were sitting outside doing the same thing, him and his girl. I said, what's up? Nobody said anything. So after that, I have nothing else to say to you. There's nothing that I will ever say out of my mouth to you because I spoke twice. You didn't say shit. You heard it, and I know you did. So I don't give a fuck because I didn't want to speak to you to begin with. That's number 1. Number 2. So I walk outside, I look at him, and I'm on the phone. I'm like, these MFers, I'm going out here. I'm like, these MFers just walking to people without calling and telling. I had no notification, no nothing. No, hey, Mr. Crenshaw, no, nothing. Somebody's coming today. No, nothing. So by the time I stepped back in the door, I heard my neighbor talking to someone. So I opened the door to see what was going on because I'm still confused. I know that it's a maintenance man, of course, because it's a dolly and the microwave box is here. But by the time I turned around and opened the door back, the maintenance man was meeting me at the door. Oh, I just want to apologize. It was me. I'm like, yo, I've had maintenance requests for the past 3 months. Why are you just now coming? That's number 1. Number 2, why did you walk into this apartment without an email, a call, a smoke signal, anything? So he like, oh, that's not how it worked. What do you mean that's not how it worked? I've lived at multiple apartments. Maybe because yours say stylish in the front and don't say luxury like everyone else I said. They gonna call you before they walk into your apartment. They gonna let you know before they go to your apartment. They don't even like using their keys. They want you to be there to open the door. So what do you mean that's not how it works? So now I'm on 10. So now we're having a confrontational argument, and all of this is in the doorway. He's standing outside. I'm right here. All this is in the door. Then he like, you know what, man? I totally get, after hearing what I have to say, yes, I'm frustrated, but I still know how to conduct myself like an adult. He like, oh, I'm sorry to hear what you're going through, man. I don't understand. Can I come in and still fix the microwave? Come on, bro. You already here, bro. Come on. You already been in. So what you mean? Can you come steal the fish? You gonna carry the box back out and not fix the broken shit? All right. I'm gonna write a list right now of all of the problems that you have. I'm gonna take it to the office and we're gonna figure it out. All right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's mine too, bro. It's all good. I just had to press you. You know, now you finna go up here and talk to your people and let them know that this man back here is really upset because he's expected to pay and he got all these problems. We get to month 3. Well, between that it's probably been like a 2-week gap since he last came and since I went to that office. You know, first of the month, get ready to roll around, my boy. I see him outside walking, He's like, oh, I spoke to your neighbors. One of the problems that I didn't mention was when I moved in, there was dog feces and like cotton from like a dog bed. You know, if you have a dog, how they rip up the bed. So the dog from upstairs, apparently, I don't know where it came from. This is what the leasing agent told me. She said, oh, that stuff is from the dog upstairs. I had to make sure they get that cleaned up as well. All of that stuff was still left out there. Do you know that's the only problem they went and addressed? And you know why? Because they had to contact another tenant who stays above me. So you rather approach someone to create a hostile environment where we live versus coming to fix all of the other problems that I have that are major. Some dog shit being outside on the ground, bro, that could have been here from the last person. Your homegirl said it came from upstairs. Your coworker said it came from upstairs. That's the least of my worries. My worries is working appliances, a running toilet, faulty wires where if I turn the wire on, all the power is going to go out because there's a leakage from upstairs. That's my problems. My problems is not with the old lady upstairs who dog is ripping shit up and she sweeping the shit off the porch. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it, but that's not a problem here. Ain't no need for you to go create a problem with me and my neighbor because I get along with the old heads. Great. They love me. All right. Seen him out. Was coming in one day. He told me that. I was coming in from the airport too. Had my bags. He's like, oh, I spoke to your neighbor, and then I'm gonna continue to go down your list and see what more problems you got, and I'm gonna come fix them. All right, bro. Whatever. First of the month come. The first, I logged in to pay the rent. Rent charge wasn't there. There were 2 charges for 2 water bills. I don't know why these niggas send me water bills and this toilet has been running since I've been here, and there's an active leak from the AC unit. That's another thing I didn't mention. All right, cool, but where's the rent charge, Kev? I don't see it. Log in on the 2nd, don't see it. Log in on the 3rd. Log in on the 3rd, I see it. But when I log in on the 3rd, the way that the ledger is set up, it's connected to 2 water bills. It's not even letting me see what the charges were for the water bills. I seen that it was 2 for water. It said sewage and water when I first logged in on the 1st, but I didn't really read into it because I wasn't paying it regardless. So on the 3rd, when I logged in, it didn't show me the breakdown of what the 2 charges were for. It just showed the 2 charges plus the rent, and it was already connected. And then it had next month's balance on it. So it was reflecting like, I want to say like $4,200 in the portal. So like, I only got the option to pay the rent and the water bill or 2 months. That's odd. So I was like, okay, it's the 3rd. I need to go ahead and reach out to the leasing office because for one, why do I have a water bill on here? Remove that so I can pay the rent. And also, while I'm at it, let me talk to them about, well, honestly, that ain't even what I said. I called to have that issue resolved. Oh, girl, what you need to talk to a manager for? Is there something I can help you with? Nah, it's nothing you can help me with because you told me on day 2 of moving that you would have somebody come out to the unit. Can I speak to the manager? Well, I don't even remember. I don't even think I ever talked to you. What's the problem? So now you're going to say you didn't talk to me and you told me that you have somebody in my unit that day? Now I'm pissed off. What the you mean you never talked to me? Portia, I talked to you. You the one who approved the application. Portia. So I'm talking to her. The manager butted in on the phone. Mind you, my sister and I already told my sister live in the same complex as me. Yeah, that's how it should be. We ain't staying together, but we live in the same neighborhood. We got our own separate spaces. Keep the peace. Amen. So the manager jumps in on conversation and the conversation switched. I'm like, wait, hello? Yes. Whoa. Whoa, what? What you mean? Like we having a conversation. What you lost about? This is the manager. Ma'am, I done called up here twice today trying to talk to you. Hello, hey, my name is Kevin Crenshaw. Nice to meet you. You know, you never really introduced yourself to the community. You only sent the email talking about trash and the gates. You know, you never really said, hey, I'm new manager or anything. But hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I've had problems since day 1. There's all of these, well, what's going on? There's all of these things going on, so I guess she pulled up my account. What's your apartment number? First thing I'm off is, oh, the rent ain't paid. Is that the problem? No, ma'am, I'm trying to explain to you, I have over 7 maintenance requests that are major issues that haven't been addressed. That's why me and her was having the type of temperature we was having in that conversation. But I am trying to talk to you about the rent, but we couldn't even get there. She like, oh, is you home? Is you home now? I'm like, yeah, do I need to come up there? No, me and my assistant will walk back there. Peep this, y'all. Me and my assistant, I guess she's talking about assistant property manager, we'll walk back there so we can see the problems you're having. you've had two maintenance men in here. Two maintenance men. You had two maintenance men in here. You had the lead leasing agent in here. Why do you and your assistant need to walk back here to see the unit? I'm not saying this to her. I'm talking to y'all. But I said, do I need to come up there? She said, no, me and my assistant can come back there to you. I said, I'm working. There's no need for you to come back here. I said, I can come up there when I get off. No, you don't need to come up here because you come up here, I may have to call the police. The police? What you calling the police for? All right, click, hung up, logged out of that computer. They got me fucked up. Put some jeans on, put a shirt on. I'm going to talk. I called them. That's the type of energy I got. Now I'm finna pull up and I'm gonna talk to you because we finna have a real conversation. So I pull up in the office. She on the phone. Oh, that must be him. Like, she's sitting behind the glass, but it's like blinds and the blinds are open. So she like, oh, that must be him. Yeah. Sit. Doing this to me. Don't be hand motion me like I'm a dog. You wait till you get off the phone and they already told me that this is you and that's who you are. So I'm standing there patiently waiting. Don't be flagging me down. So then a police officer walks in and in my mind, yeah, I'm already thinking like, oh, so she called the police anyway? So blood is boiling, but I ain't saying nothing. And I'm not reflecting on my face. I'm very professional. I'm very professional. I know how to handle myself in business situations. I know how to present myself in front of people. I know that I'm a black man that's 6'2", that ain't the smallest, but I damn sure ain't the biggest you heard. So I know how I have to approach myself, and especially talking to a female. I grew up with my mama, sister, and grandmama. That's my everything. That's my world. So I want somebody to respect them the same way I would want, how do you say it? I want somebody to respect them the same way I'm gonna respect you the way I want them to be respected, pretty much. I know how it is, but I'm having breakfast. I'm trying to tell y'all a story. So he's not there for that, but she walks out when he's there. Oh, I'm glad you're here because maybe you can assist me with him because he's upset about stuff. I'm like, no, like I was trying to tell you on the phone, there's a water bill attack. Oh, he got his hands in my face. And y'all been watching my YouTube since 2018. I talk with my hands. She was where you at with the camera and I was over here and I'm like, no, I called you. I don't know what I was doing, but I know I wanted her face. So he looking at her like, are you crazy? This boy is all the way over here and you right there and I'm right here. And then I'm an APD. If anything was going on, don't you think the police officer would intervene? And then he was white on top of that. So he like, just sit down. I will talk to you once I get done with her because I'm here for a different issue. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She gets on the phone. I need you to come up here now. He's belligerent. I said, belligerent? I'm like, belligerent? I said, belligerent? Who belligerent? So he like, no, she's like, you need to leave. As if I'm like, all up in her space or attacking her or something. So you know what I do, bro? I go outside and call my sister. I'm pissed off. Why her and this man walk outside? Like they having an imaginary conversation the whole time I'm on the phone with my sister. They just listening. As soon as I hang up with my sister, she act like she walking back in. He starts approaching me. She like, I'll be willing to have the conversation if we can talk in a calm manner. I said, you gotta watch how you talk to people, love. I said, that's not how you talk to people. And I said, I'm a black man. You, for one, try to spin it and play it like I'm not paying rent or something, like I'm behind 6 months in rent. That's the first thing that offended me. Because, love, I ain't gotta get over on nobody. That's number one. And especially not how cheap this shit is. I moved over here because it was cheaper. That's why I went wrong. My dad always said you gotta pay for what the fuck you want. You gotta pay for comfort. He always said that. You always said that, Pops. So, I'm already pissed off. And then the way she just handling me. Mind y'all, her and my sister had an altercation. Well, not an altercation, it's the wrong thing. Had a situation just a week prior. My sister is not confrontational. My sister's not problematic. My sister is short, small, petite, body teeth, face teeth. My sister ain't on no type of shit like that. She don't gotta do no shit like that. She ain't gotta argue with no bitch. And she is a bitch. I don't give a fuck. She's not arguing with nobody like that. So, I'm thinking my sister can be a little dramatic at times. I'm thinking my sister dragging how the lady is. You know, this is the truth. The lady is handling me like that. So, like I said, we outside. She approached me trying to have a conversation. Then she goes to telling me how, oh, she's just so stressed and how they want her to fill these leases and do all that. Yo, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You trying to have an off-the-record conversation with me after you just disrespecting me in the craziest way by saying all these things over the phone. Well, what is your end goal? I want out of my lease. No, I'll give you a new apartment. I want out of my lease. No, I'll give you a new apartment. All right, I'll contact corporate. Oh, okay, cool. Have a nice day. I hope corporate can help you. I'm ending this conversation. Stormed off. Mr. Crenshaw, I have nothing else to talk to you about, right? Mind y'all, this is the master bed. This is the lovely master bathroom. Master bedroom. This is the bathroom. This one is really, really small. This reminds me of my friend. Well, we deeped out right now. One of my partners. This reminds me of his first townhouse. It's super small, and for that reason, I hate it. The upstairs is pretty small, like you guys seen already in there. It's just a wash. I gotta ask them about that. But for me, it'll do. I don't need anything overly large, and I think that coming from my last townhome, which is 3 stories, 4 bedrooms, I'm expecting a certain type of space. This is bedroom 3. There's nothing really major going on in here. It'd probably be better if we would have furniture. This is an extra bathroom here. This is that hallway bathroom, I guess, that you would just split between the 2 rooms. The closet here. We can head back downstairs. Yeah, I think that I'm looking for something that is as spacious as that, which I have to get out of the mindset of thinking that, because it's just not gonna be logical. Like, unless I go back to something that size, then I'm gonna be paying well over what I'm trying to target price, what I'm trying to pay, being that I still have rent in New York. So back to the drama at the apartments. Okay, you telling me to go talk to corporate. You ended the conversation. There's nothing else for me and you to have a conversation about. So once I get back home, after the whole episode of Love and Hip Hop, because it was a whole Love and Hip Hop episode, I'm just trying to tell y'all, I realized we ain't even get to discuss you removing the water off so I can pay this rent, because today is the 3rd. For one, I shouldn't be paying rent with all of these problems. I shouldn't. But that ain't how I operate. I'm gonna handle my business. So I drive back to the office. When I get back to the office, the one she was on the phone hooting and hollering about, talking about I was belligerent, he's there. So I guess he immediately knew who I was, or I don't know, he was in the office with her, and she had, like I said, she had that window with the blinds. I don't know if she may be pointed and I wasn't paying attention, or whatever the case may be. She was on the phone with my sister at this time, because I had just told her, you trying to get somebody to feel bad for you, you just did the same thing to my sister. So she ran in there and called my sister. I'm telling y'all, I literally drove to building 5, realized that we didn't discuss that, so I drove back. So within a matter of, let's just say 5 minutes to give her grace, she already called my sister to go apologize. But you didn't do nothing wrong, remember? So she hung up on my sister. I didn't know she was on my sister. So she hung up, and I don't know what she did to him, but he walked out, and he was like, now what's, he like, come on. He changed the tone, he was like, come on here. He talking real mono, real low. He like, yeah, I just think you should just go ahead and pay whatever balances is, and then once it's over, he all in my face like this, all with the pop in the head and all this shit. I think you should just go ahead and pay it. I don't really know, because I can tell you how they did me. This is the courtesy officer now. He worked for Atlanta Police Department too, but he's the courtesy officer of the neighborhood. So he got on he's off work, but he had on his, the sweatshirt. He threw on his hat and then put his belt on, kind of with his gun and his taser in case, I guess, he had to calm the situation down. Yeah, they did the same thing to my friend, and we roommates, and this all lasts 2 months over here because they waited until it was 3 months in and then tried to evict us after they told us not to pay the rent. And bro, so what you need to go ahead and pay the rent, because you don't want them problems, bro. But you need to go ahead and do it, and then don't come back up here because they might try to criminal trespass you. She done had me criminal trespass 3 people within the last month, bro. It's crazy. You ain't gonna be the first one, and you ain't the last one, bro. Your best bet is gonna be to pay it and get away from him. I'm like, you know what, bro? Appreciate you. I'm out. I'm going. I ain't gonna argue with no hoe about no $200 water bill. I should be, because $200 is fucking insane. So I leave, boom. Call corporate. I'm like, I want to get out of there. She's still trying to give me a runaround about she got to go check with somebody else to see if she can let me out of this. You don't got to check for shit. You know why? Because ChatGPT told me these laws and these rules under these circumstances, I can leave because faulty wires, Maintenance requests that have not been repaired, and the list goes on. So you know what? I sent her that notice to vacate. I said, send me the proration of the rent. I will take care of that balance. Let me out of this lease. She ain't answer the phone. Well, no, I'm lying. I sent her that email, reached out to the corporate line. Then they put me in point of contact with her. Then she told me to send her email and pictures of everything that was still broken. Like, I guess she wanted it in writing. So I sent everything in writing after having a phone conversation with her. No response. The next day, I have a cease and desist letter. Really, the timeline is backwards because that happened last Tuesday. Now this Tuesday, I got a cease and desist in my door saying that I'm banned from the front office and any corporate locations. So you basically telling me that I'll be, trespassed, criminally trespassed if I come into the front office, but isn't half of the amenities in the front office? So I can't use none that I'm paying for, that's in my lease, right? I can't even come up here and get y'all a check if I couldn't pay it online with my credit card, huh? So why the fuck am I here? I'm trespassed in a property I live on and is expected to pay rent with all this broke shit. I'm out. So, yes, guys, that's why we're on house 2 and 3. Yay! Like I said, this one is a good price. The price has dropped twice, actually. This is the pantry. I don't like that. And I thought this was a new community. Nobody had lived here before, but apparently this one has been used. 1 car garage, pretty standard. This is considered the back door. It's actually inside of the community. The entrance that I came in where the front door is, it has a gate in the front. I'll show y'all once we get outside. It has a gate in the front, but it's not inside of the community on that side. This side is like facing the street, not too far from where I'm currently at now. So that's the drama that I've been dealing with. This is the 3rd one that I'm leaving. I do plan on putting in the application at one of the 3. I'm not gonna do all 3 because I'm a very indecisive person. And I will probably try to do that. Oh, my glasses. I would have never came back in here and got those. Yeah, I'm a very indecisive person. So knowing me, I would pay 3 different application fees. They don't even call for all of that. So I'm finna go home, narrow it down, and put in 1. And yeah, we'll go from there, y'all. Say a prayer for your boy Gotti. This is the BS that I'm dealing with. And it ain't nothing to a giant. Small stuff happen all the time to throw you off your pivot, to try to discourage you. You may have a lot of other things going on. You can't even have the bandwidth or the manpower to even, do some of the things. But in those moments, man, you gotta lean on God. You gotta put your trust and your faith in God. Like I say every day, ask God to order my steps in His Word. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, man. That's all you can and shall ever do. So, with that being said, it's your boy Gotti. Another video probably be coming out soon. I don't know what day this one is gonna actually drop, but I'm trying to stay within certain time frames because I know I say certain dates in certain videos. But welcome to the content bashing. It's gonna be a lot of different videos on a lot of different themes. I have the Kev Gotti promo tour stop Atlanta and New York that will be coming to the YouTube. It's not gonna be the footage that we are using for the pilot. These are gonna be these are ideas that I had before it turned into a pilot. So that's the footage that I will put out for you guys soon. Until then, man, smash that bell button, smash that like button, tell a friend to subscribe to your boy Gotti. We almost to 100 subs, which is a big thing for me. Give me to 100 subs. We're at 97 right now. Let's do it, man. It's your boy Gotti. I'm logging out.